Today I'm sharing 4 easy, healthy lunch ideas that I eat on repeat. Each of these recipes are quick and simple to make. They are packed with protein and they were created to help support your health, wellness, and or weight loss goals. I'm Dani Spies and welcome to Clean and Delicious, where we make healthy eating easy, delicious, and doable. A quick thank you to today's sponsor, Element. Element is a delicious electrolyte company who was specifically designed for people who want to take a less processed, more whole food approach to healthy eating. And I'm going to share more on them in just a bit. Okay, so the first recipe I'm going to share with you today is a turkey and avocado sandwich that I am literally obsessed with. I've been making this recipe for over 10 years, if I even call it a recipe. It literally just requires 3 ingredients. You need some avocado, some bread, and some turkey. Just trust me with this one. So I'm gonna start by scooping out a half of a large avocado. I get that into a bowl, top it with a pinch of sea salt, and then you're just gonna mash this up until you have an avocado mash. This avocado was like a day short of being perfectly ripe, so I'm just gonna keep it a little bit on the chunkier side. But you can of course make your mash as mashed or as chunky as you prefer. Then I'm going to lightly toast 2 slices of sprouted raisin bread. It is very important that you're using a raisin bread because this is what's going to create this sweet and salty combo that's going to make this very simple sandwich just jump off the plate. It's going to make your taste buds dance in your mouth, okay? Now, personally, I love the sprouted bread because I find it to be very hearty and very satiating, and I think that's because each slice of this bread has 4 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber. So it makes a lot of sense as to why I find it has so much staying power. Once the bread is lightly toasted, I'm going to spread the avocado mash over one side of the bread, get it on there nice and thick, and then I'm going to layer on 4 slices of turkey. Now, I love using this smoked organic turkey, but you could literally use any turkey that you have on hand or that you love. I do like to make sure to get plenty on there because I want this sandwich to be hearty enough to be a meal, right? So we're gonna get on 4 slices of turkey and then I'll pop the lid on, which by the way, if you had any on hand, you could add a layer of baby spinach or some arugula to this as well. But from a flavor perspective, I'm telling you, the simplicity of these 3 ingredients is to die for. There's just something about the sweet and salty combination that takes a super simple sandwich like this and makes it pop. And I love that this easy meal delivers 30 grams of protein and 6 grams of fiber. So simple, so delicious. Now, the second healthy lunch idea that I eat on repeat, I've actually shared on the channel before, but it is worth sharing again because it's just that good, is my tuna salad with egg. This is another protein-packed recipe that is addictively delicious. We're basically taking a classic tuna salad and adding some chopped hard-boiled eggs to it, and I'm telling you, it's so good. Now, the key to this recipe being super quick and simple to make is having your hard-boiled eggs prepared ahead of time. So this is something that you want to add to your weekly meal prep. And if you don't know or have a technique already, I am telling you, I have unlocked the secret to perfectly cooked, easy to peel hard-boiled eggs. Here's what you do. You take the eggs out of the fridge 15 minutes beforehand. Then you're gonna bring a pot of water up to a boil and then carefully drop the eggs into the pot one at a time. Now you can make as many eggs that will comfortably fit in a single layer in whatever pot you choose to use. Okay, allow those eggs to cook anywhere from 9 to 12 minutes, depending on how well done you like the yolks. I personally like right around 9-10 minutes. And then transfer them directly into a bowl of ice water. Let them sit in that ice bath for about 10 minutes so they cool completely, and then enjoy peeling your eggs because they will be the most perfectly cooked, easy to peel eggs you've ever worked with. Now, when I make this recipe, I usually make 2 servings, either because my hubby is with me or I'm just gonna have it in the fridge for the next day. So I start by chopping 4 hard-boiled eggs into nice chunky bite-sized pieces. You could cut them smaller if you prefer, but I like that chunky texture. Then I'm gonna add in 1 5-ounce can of tuna in water. I usually look for a skipjack tuna simply because the mercury levels are supposed to be the lowest with skipjack tuna, but the recipe will of course work with whatever tuna you have on hand. Then I stir in 2 tablespoons each of finely diced red onion and finely diced celery, along with 1 tablespoon of mayo and 1 tablespoon of Greek yogurt. Season this with some sea salt and some black pepper, and then I'm just gonna mix everything until it's just combined. And you can see that this salad is on like the chunkier side when it comes to texture, which I think just makes it like really hearty and delicious. Now, you could serve this salad with some extra veggies on the side or with some crackers, but I usually go with an open-faced sandwich. So I'll start with a slice of toasted whole grain bread, or some sprouted bread in this case, drizzle it with just a kiss of olive oil, which is totally optional, but I do love the extra richness that it brings to this simple sandwich. Then I'll pile on some greens. This could be butter lettuce, arugula, baby spinach, whatever you have on hand, before I scoop the tuna egg salad right over the top. It's light, it's fresh, it's flavorful, and I'm telling you, it is seriously addictive. And if you make it the way I did on an open-faced sandwich with some sprouted bread, each serving is gonna deliver 31 grams of protein with 2.5 grams of fiber. And just as a quick side note, if you wanted to have more fiber, you could always serve a small side salad, some raw crunchy veggies, or a bowl of berries on the side. Okay, so that's 2 down and we have 2 more to go, but first I want to share more on today's amazing sponsor, Element. Element is hands down my favorite electrolyte company. I lean on them to feel energized and hydrated throughout the day. Element contains a science-based balance of sodium, magnesium, and potassium to help replace lost electrolytes, which is especially important for anybody who's living an active lifestyle while focusing on real, whole, unprocessed foods in the kitchen. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but common signs of electrolyte imbalance can include headaches, fatigue, muscle cramps, and sleeplessness. And a lot of times when people are working to live healthier lifestyles, we try to drink more water. But often when we're drinking more water, we also need more electrolytes, because the electrolytes actually help the cells in your body to absorb the water that you're drinking, which is what I personally notice the most. I mean, I can share words with you all day long, but what I find is that when I drink plain water versus when I drink my water with the Element electrolytes, I feel so much more hydrated. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like I can literally feel my cells absorbing the water. I understand, and I need to know if anybody else has had this experience. Let me know down in the comments below. And they have so many delicious flavors. They have watermelon, orange, raspberry, mango chili, grapefruit, citrus salt, chocolate, and unflavored. And the great news is right now Element is offering everybody in the Clean and Delicious community a free sample pack. So you're gonna get 8 single serving packets for free with any purchase by using my link, which is www.drinkelement.com/Danny Spies. So that's www.drinklmnt.com/Danny Spies. And I'm also going to leave that link for you down in the description box as well. And do know that they offer a 30-day money-back guaranteed, no questions asked. So if you're feeling a little bit curious, but a little bit hesitant at the same time, you literally have nothing to lose. Okay, moving on to healthy lunch idea number 3. And I have to just say, this is less of a recipe and more of like a semi-homemade shortcut technique. I call this a kicked up can of lentil soup. You're gonna start with your favorite brand of lentil soup. I am using the Amy's lentil and vegetable soup. It's one of my favorites. I always keep it in the pantry. But again, use whatever you have, whatever you love. And side note, it doesn't have to be a lentil soup. You can use this technique for any type of soup you love or have on hand. So I'm going to start by heating just the tiniest bit of olive oil in a small soup pot, and then I will add in a couple tablespoons of diced onion and a fat clove of garlic that I've diced up as well. I'm going to add a pinch of salt to that, a hearty pinch of red pepper flakes, and just let that cook for like 3 or 4 minutes. You're just looking to get the raw edge off of the veggies and for those onions to soften and become nice and translucent. Side note, this is also an opportunity to use any other veggies you might have hanging out in your veggie drawer. You could do some zucchini, some bell pepper, celery, carrots, really anything goes, okay? So you wanna just chop them up nice and fine, get them in the pot. Once they're nice and soft, then you're gonna pour your soup in. So again, I'm using this lentil soup. We'll pour that right over the top, and then I'm gonna add some seasonings. Again, this is how we're going to give it some more homemade flavor. So I'm going with a little bit of cumin. I've got some Italian seasonings and then some garlic powder. You could use whatever you love. They all will be delish. And then I'm also adding in a little bit of chopped chicken. I just have a couple of ounces of chopped chopped chicken here. This is optional, but as many of you know, I do work to get a baseline of 30 grams of protein at most of my meals. So this is just a really easy way to bump up the protein content. I'm gonna mix that all together. Really, I just wanna let this heat through, bring it up to a little bit of a simmer, and then I'm gonna add in some Parmesan cheese and some fresh chopped spinach. This could also be Swiss chard, it could be baby kale, whatever type of greens you have on hand. You just wanna get those greens into the pot. The more the better. And do remember that when you're working with fresh greens, they wilt down to just about nothing. So just chop them nice and thin and then get them into the pot. Stir that together, let it go for just another minute or two. I want the greens to remain nice and vibrant. Really, we're just looking for them to wilt down, so it doesn't take much time at all. And then from here, I just transfer it all into a serving bowl, and then I love topping it with a little extra fresh spinach over the top, a little more Parmesan cheese, and some red pepper flakes. With 30 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber, you are going to see that this soup tastes so fresh and so homemade. So it's such a great shortcut when you don't have time to make a big fresh pot of soup, but you do have some cans of soup in the pantry and you just add a little life to them and boom, lunch is ready in minutes. My final healthy lunch recipe for this video are my buffalo chicken lettuce wraps. I have shared this one with you in the past, but again, it is so worth sharing again. Family favorite in our house, and I do scale this one up because everybody in my house loves this. So the recipe I'm sharing right now is going to make 4 servings. So this recipe starts with 2 cups of chopped or shredded chicken. I will often just use a rotisserie chicken for this recipe. It's really quick and it's really convenient. If I'm thinking ahead, I will make my slow cooker shredded chicken breasts. They are so easy and they are a fantastic Head Start ingredient. I have showed you that recipe in the past. I'm gonna link it for you here and below as well. But either way, whichever you choose, you're gonna get 2 cups chopped up nice and fine into a nice big bowl. Then to that, I add a half a cup of finely diced celery, a half a cup of finely diced red onion, a third of a cup of finely diced carrots, and then a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt along with 1 tablespoon of mayo. You could use all Greek yogurt if you prefer. You could also use all mayo if you prefer, but I like this balance. The Greek yogurt is a little bit lighter, it's rich, it adds extra protein, but you still get that taste of the mayo, which I just love. And I find a little bit goes a long way. Then I drizzle in 2 tablespoons of buffalo wing sauce, and then I'll season this all with some salt, pepper, and gently toss it all together until everything is mixed really well. It's so good. Okay, now you could of course serve this on a sandwich or with some crackers, but I love to scoop it into some lettuce wraps. Butter lettuce is my absolute favorite. And then once I have them filled up, I just drizzle a little extra hot sauce and some blue cheese dressing over the top, along with an extra sprinkle of scallions. This recipe is truly delicious. It's one of my favorites. It really captures all of the flavors of buffalo wings, but it's just a lot lighter and a lot fresher. Now for this recipe, each serving packs in 40 grams of protein, but it is quite low in the fiber department. You only get 1 gram of fiber per serving, but that also is going to depend on what you serve with this lunch. If you wanted to bump the fiber up, you could add some whole grain crackers or a whole grain bread, or you could do some fresh berries or fresh crunchy vegetables on the side as well. Or you could just let it go and make up for it somewhere else throughout the day, because remember, when it comes to working on sustainable healthy eating, the goal is never perfection, simply progress. So there you have it. 4 quick, easy, healthy, protein-rich lunch ideas that I literally make and eat on repeat, and now I am dying to know which of these 4 do you think you will make first. Come on down to the comment section below and share. Thanks so much to Element for sponsoring this video. If you want to check them out, remember I have a link for you down in the description box below. And if you want some inspiration for easy, healthy, quick, protein-rich breakfast ideas, then you're definitely going to want to watch this video next. So I will see you over there. Cheers!